Hey, what is up, guys? The Only Monster here with another replay. This replay comes from Reddit, so thank you to 1337 Milk for sending this game in and actually letting me cast it. If any of you also have games that they'd like me to cast, just send them over. Get a hold of me, whether that's on YouTube or on Reddit, and I'll be sure to cast those games for you. But yeah, let's get into the draft. Looks like Shadow Fiend gonna be in the mid, Luna safe lane, then off lane Centaur, and then hopefully position for Pudge, and then 5 Wyvern, but I've been seeing some 5 Pudge recently, and yeah, it's if I'm ever the safe laner and I get like a Techies 5 or a Pudge 5, I'm never happy, man. Slark gonna be in the safe lane, then the Underlord probably gonna be the off lane. The Storm Spirit gonna be in the mid, it's a nice set. And then Grimstroke 5 or Bounty 5, I'm not sure which one it is. Hopefully the Bounty 4 and then the Grimstroke 5, so the Grim can actually help out in the lane, but we'll see how they decide to do it. Pudge, pretty good position to get the hook off. They're just waiting. Here comes the hook. Actually lands on the Centaur, and the Dire are able to get the Bounty rune here. So no way. They actually just went 4 for 1. Wow, interesting. They literally sneak every rune. The Radiant were really banking on getting the first blood here and actually sneaking this rune, but they don't get the first blood and they don't manage to actually get that rune. That's quite disastrous for the side of the Radiant. And yeah, good start for the Dire for sure. Oh, looks like it is gonna be an off lane Luna. Interesting. And then the Centaur gonna be down here in the safe lane. I'm not sure what prompted them to switch lanes like this. I mean, honestly, I think the Luna runs pretty well against the Underlord. Like, you're ranged here, you're able to stand outside of the Firestorm to try to farm that. But yeah, let's see how this Luna in the offlane goes. So far, they're doing pretty well against the Slark. They're able to harass the Slark pretty well. I'm guessing the Radiant didn't want to put the. I think they did it more than anything to try to get the Centaur to have a better game. Because I mean, the Luna does fine against the Underlord, but maybe this Centaur doesn't do so well against the Slark, against the Essence Shift Steel. So yeah, I think that's the reasoning that the Radiant have behind it from putting this Luna here in the offlane. And so far, this Luna doing pretty well, considering she's in the offlane position. She has a full creep wave coming on the tower. She's gonna be able to blast hit that, no problem. Very nice, very nice. So far, a good start here for the Luna. See down here in the bot lane. I mean, this Centaur should be pretty okay. It's gonna be annoying dealing with the bounty hunter, but has to pop the salve. Has the regen going. Firestorm. Gonna be enough to secure the kill, but he had to dive a little bit too deep, and the hook's there with the counter kill. Yeah, dropping a little bit too low there on the Centaur. Nice little salve to try to, heal him up through everything. Unfortunately, not quite enough, but the Pudge is able to get the counter kill there. At least the Centaur is gonna be able to TP on back, with full health, full HP. So a little unfortunate also that he missed like all this whole wave of EXP under the tower. It's a little bit unfortunate, but the push does get that, so it's not that bad. Oh, this Luna getting gone on. Dark. Oh, there goes the Inkswell. Yep, Inkswell with the Stroke of Faith, enough to bring down the Luna. A little bit unfortunate that, yeah, I mean, Luna, if she gets gone on, she's pretty dead. It's like, oh no, this Winter Wyvern in a little bit of trouble here. Does have the Cold Embrace, but the Slark's just gonna be able to click you and steal more stacks from you. Ooh, Stroke of Faith a little bit off the mark there, so it's actually gonna be able to get away. Pops the Inkswell on top of the Slark. Slark gonna be okay. He's gonna be able to get away, but he's kind of low. Grimstroke there with the salve. Oh, he has 2 salves. This boy is ready to keep this Lark in here in the fight. Yeah, there's plenty of regen for this Lark. Nice little creep aggro so that they're not under the tower. You just have him in front. Creep wave doesn't push out. Very nicely done by the Luna. Over here in the mid lane, not much has been happening. I mean, this is pretty even. The Storm Spirit's able to clear the wave quite quickly, and so is the Shadow Fiend. Storm Spirit dropping a little bit low, but should be okay. He already used his long raise. This Bounty Hunter trying to save the rune. A little bit unfortunate. Rune gets stolen away by the Pudge. Pudge dropping a little bit low. Gets a hook off onto the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit actually in a little bit of trouble, but... Oh, Bounty Hunter's there. Oh, that's so close. 20 HP. Nicely done by the Bounty Hunter. Getting the kill onto the Pudge there and, you know, creating a distraction for the Storm Spirit to be able to get away. Even salves up his bow on his way out. Very nicely done. No, up top. It's gonna be okay. His bounty is a little bit low. Had to give his salve to the Storm Spirit, so he's gonna be chilling in a little bit low in HP. So should be a little bit careful. See what the Pudge is up to. Pudge is up top. They're going on to the Grimstroke. Just Grimstroke in quite a bit of trouble. Does pop the Inkswell, but should go down. This Lark needs to start thinking about getting out. There's 3 heroes around you. Even though they're kind of low, you're probably not going to be able to finish off the kill on any of them. And yeah, ends up going down as well. A little bit overzealous, trying to go for like, you know, just trying to go for a kill. But around 3 heroes, even though if they're all low, yeah, it's too hard of a kill. You don't have that many essence shift stacks and you're not even level 6. So yeah, it's really hard to kill to go for it right there. Nice rotation by the Pudge, getting the kill onto the Grimstroke and the Slark. Definitely very needed. This top lane wasn't doing too great. Grimstroke getting gone on. Pops the Inkswell. Lunar Beam. Gonna be there, but Grimstroke makes it back to the safety of his tower. Salves up, and should be okay. Oh, this Shadow Fiend has an Invis rune. Nicely done. Gets the kill onto the Storm Spirit. Played that really well. Even though the Storm Spirit was level 6, he was able to get the right raises off. You know, put himself at a adequate distance from him, gets the medium raise and the short raise, and I think he didn't even have to use the long raise for that. Centaur. Getting gone on, but the Shadow Fiend is here to provide a little bit of support, and now the one that needs to be careful is the Underlord. Raise a little bit off the mark there. Just TP, lol, and he's out of there. Nicely done. Nicely recognized by the Underlord that he can just CP out and out. Centaur is nowhere near him. Oh, this Grimstroke in quite a bit of trouble. Does get the Inkswell off, but it's gonna end up going down. Whoa! Actually gets the kill onto the Luna beforehand. Pops the salve to give him a little bit extra HP, but ends up going down in the end. But at least gets the kill on the Luna. Very nicely done by the Grimstroke there. Actually, like doing the right thing, which is just, you know, manning up. Like, you know, you're gonna die in that situation. You might as well try to take one of them with you, and he ends up taking the Luna with him. Very nicely done. In the meanwhile, this Lark ends up going down to the Pudge, farming on too low of an HP. This Pudge has the smoke up. How does this? Oh, no way. That's so unfortunate. He even bought a salve. Yeah, Grimstroke getting the kill there. Very nice. But yeah, that was super unfortunate there by the Slark. You know, just farming on too low of an HP, and this Pudge was on the case. You know, roaming around the dire jungle, and then he finds a kill onto the Slark. Pretty easy kill. Now he's level 6. Position 5 Pudge, level 6 before his safe laner War Runner. Yeah. That's a very nice kill, a very nice solo kill he got onto this Lark. Pudge TPing over to the mid lane, has the dismember ready and Has plenty of disable for the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit is not able to sip away, and plus I think he had no mana. Yeah, committing a little bit too heavy for the Shadow Fiend, and this Pudge with a nice TP rotation over to save the safe lane. I mean the safe lane, the Shadow Fiend. Bounty Hunter creeping about. The center Roar Runner trying to hold the tower the best he can. Are these three gonna try to collapse onto him? They're thinking about it. This Lark needs to get his level 6 ASAP. Like, either he gets a kill here or he needs to get level 6. Ooh, Centaur. In quite a bit of trouble, but Cold Embrace is there to save him. And he does have the Stampede. Hook there onto the Bounty Hunter, securing the kill. And Stampede is gonna get popped to try to chase a kill for the Underlord. They managed to get in range for the double edge and they get the kill. Very nicely done. This Radiant team has been on point with their TP rotations. Like, you know, when the Storm Spirit committed onto the Shadow Fiend, the Pudge was there with a nice TP rotation, and then when the center started getting gone on the Winter Wyvern was there with the rotation with the Cold Embrace and saved his life and actually turned it around and gets 2 kills on top of that. And now invasion into the triangle, they find the Grimstroke. Yeah, this Radiant team is on a roll right now. They're doing pretty well. Even though their Luna lane didn't go great, but they do manage to find some kills, some key kills onto the Storm Spirit and the Slark a few times there. And this Slark not doing too hot. Let's switch over to the net worth. Boom. Yeah, Slark not doing too hot, and Slark's not really a hero that can actually catch up too easily. This Luna is gonna be able to farm much faster than he is, unfortunately. See Vanguard for the Centaur. I wonder what boost he's gonna go for. I wonder if he's gonna go for the Tranquils or for the face boost. We'll just have to see. Underlord pushing down this bot lane. Looks like he's gonna claim the tower. The Radiant have no intention on defending that. The Radiant heroes kind of like posturing around this mid tower. They have the siege turret, so they could try to think about fighting this. I mean, they have the numbers here. This Pudge. Ooh. Trying to find a Slark, but Slark's away. He smells something's fishy and gets away. Stampede, gonna get popped. Nice hoop stomp onto 2 heroes. Oh no, the Requiem of Souls, and then the hook on top of the Storm Spirit. That was really unfortunate. They had a good initiation on the side of the Dire, like they almost bring the Shadow Fiend down, but then the Winter Wyvern was there with the save, and then the Stampede, hoof stomp onto 2 heroes, and then double edge. Storm Spirit drops pretty low, and then the Pudge was there with the hook to secure the kill before the Storm Spirit could actually zip away. Very nicely done there. Kind of unfortunate that they didn't get the kill onto the Shadow Fiend straight away there. Luna, all the meanwhile, just farming away while her team is doing, you know, all the work. Eul Scepter completed for the Shadow Fiend, so this pretty much every single hero on the Dire needs to be careful. If this Shadow Fiend is able to time this Eul Scepter perfectly, then that should be a pretty dead hero, and like pretty much every single Dire hero should go down if this Shadow Fiend is able to time his Eul Scepter Requiem combo perfectly. Maybe a little bit hard getting the Requiem off onto the Storm Spirit just because he's able to sip as soon as he gets down. But you know, if you get that Requiem with the Eul Scepter, you know, frame perfect, then you know it's definitely doable, but it's hard. Shadow Fiend has his invisibility going. Looks like very nice movement by the Dire. You know, Luna was showing down bottom. They're like, okay, there's no way we're gonna fight the heroes mid. Let's just try to find this Luna, which is an easier kill. And they get kill on the Luna. Very nicely done by the Dire there. You know, they see the Luna farming down here, and they're like, okay, they can't be very far off. We can't really fight into these heroes showing onto mid. Very nice move there. Very nice move. Oh, and very nice deny there by the well, by the Storm Spirit. And they get tail into the Pudge. Very nice. Nice kills. Right now, you know, as the Dire, you're pretty happy about pretty much any kill you can get right now. Grimstroke did end up going down over here by the triangle, I think. I'm not really sure how. I wasn't quite looking, but a little bit unfortunate there. This Lark even has a sentry. What a player. That's how you know you have a true dedicated Slark player, you know, carrying a sentry around so that he can de-ward wherever there's enemy vision. Oof, that hook. Just off the mark, almost catching the bounty hunter there. That's a lot of heroes mid. For this side of the Dire. Slark. Farming along nicely. Trying to catch back up. Wow, nice hook. And they have the vision there. They're gonna get the kill onto the bounty hunter. Very nice hook there by the Pudge. Has his blink dagger already, so that's gonna be quite dangerous for the Dire. Like this Pudge is just gonna be able to blink in, dismember, and provide some really nice setup there for the rest of his team. These raiding heroes are grouping up. They're grouping up as 5, but I don't see a smoke on any of them. Right now, the Dire are playing the map much better. Like you know, you have this Lark farming up the top, shoving up the wave. You have this Underlord shoving down this bot wave, and then you know this raiding team are just huddled up together, not really farming that much and pressing their advantage forward. The Shadow Fiend and Pudge trying to go up the triangle. Pit of Malice gonna come down. Try to send out the enemy heroes. Slark, very nicely done. Still pushing. Like right now, you don't really want to get involved in fights. You only really have one item, and you're pretty weak. You want to farm. You want to farm a little bit more and get a little bit stronger. Just let your team do the holding. Storm Spirit gonna TP on over to the tier 1. Vortex on the Luna. Luna's gonna pop the Lunar Eclipse, and wow, this bounty hunter almost going down. Actually gonna get the return kill onto the Luna. Very nicely done. They lose the bounty hunter for it, but you know, you trade your bounty hunter for the Luna, you'll take that trade any day. Really nicely done there by the Dire. Just like this. Oh no, the Storm Spirit gets caught out with the Winter's Curse. Ends up going down. A little bit unfortunate there. Sticking around on too low of an HP, and this Winter Wyvern just shows up. Winter's Curse gets a kill onto him. But yeah, very nicely played there by the Dire, getting the kill onto the Luna. Cutting a little bit close, but they get the kill regardless. And it looks like the Radiant want to push this tier 1. It's a little bit of a hard push, especially against the Underlord. This Firestorm is quite annoying. But we'll see if they persist or if they're just going to back up. Drops the GG branch, and yeah, looks like Centaurs just want to farm. Oh, I heard a hook. Oh, connecting onto the Underlord. Very nicely done. Mech gets pops. Try to buy him a little bit extra time. Don't actually drop Pit of Malice and buys him enough time. Winter's nice little heal. Oh, Slark jumping onto the backlines, onto the Winter Wyvern. Hook coming through onto the Slark. Immediately pops the Dark Pact. Centaur gonna end up going down there. Slark chasing onto the Winter Wyvern to get the kill onto him. Very nicely done by the Dire. You know, those 3 heroes kept sticking around that area, and then the Dire bring the numbers and take the fight. And now they're onto the Pudge. But this Shadow Fiend with this Invis Rune, maybe he can make something happen. But doesn't find an opportunity, and he's just gonna back up. Very nicely done there by the Dire. You know, those 3 raiding heroes, they kept poking their nose, not really doing anything, just keep peeking their nose, and then the rest of the Dire heroes show up with the numbers and get the kill and get the kills. Very nicely done. Is Luna actually going for a Desolator? Interesting. Oh, Winter Squares onto the Underlord. Underlord in a little bit of trouble. Oh, Requiem gonna come down. terrorizes pretty much the whole Dire squad, and wow, what a combo. This Shadow Fiend was ready with that for that fight for sure. They get the Winter's Curse onto the Underlord, get the Slark to click this Underlord, dropping him quite low, and then that's way more than enough time to prep this Requiem, dump it down, and then get the kill onto all the heroes. Luna showing up, but not really doing much more of a just hey guys, I'm here, we're winning fight, I TP, I come. Desolator almost there for this Luna. Oh, nice little regen rune there for the Shadow Fiend. Let's see. Kaya next with his Storm. Slark almost has his Diffusal. About 500 gold away. Let's see. The shard on this bounty hunter is actually really good. We'll see if he gets it this game. Yules. Dismember. Doing quite a bit of damage, and yeah, they're gonna get the kill onto the Underlord. Just too many heroes around the Underlord. But yeah, so I was saying it'll be nice to see if this bounty hunter actually gets this shard, because it's quite a nice shard. But for now, he has the Vladimir's queued up, going for that, those auras for the team. Right now, the Dire can't really defend this, so the Slark's just pushing the side lanes. Storm Spirit showing in the mid wave. Oh, they're fortified. Interesting, and the Dire are starting to back up. Interesting. Maybe now the Dire can look to take a fight. Oh, but in the meanwhile, 1 second, I'll go back to see how the Slark died. They TP on over, get the kill onto the Centaur, then the Pudge will be the next to fall. But yeah, I want to see the kill onto the Slark. Let's go back. And bam, right there. Let's play.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Shadow Fiend's here. Oh, okay. Let's go a little bit faster. Boom. Okay. Shadow Fiend starts to TP on over, and so does the Winter. Oh, Winter's Curse on top of him just to provide the extra setup. Wow, nicely timed there by the Shadow Fiend with the Requiem and the Winter's Curse. This Lark even popped the Dark Pact, but I mean the Shadow Dance, but it was not enough. Like, just way too much damage coming there from the Requiem, and they get the kill onto the Slark. Even though they don't get the tier 2, they get the kill onto the Slark. That's pretty good, honestly. Like, yeah, sure, you lose your Centaur and you lose your Pudge, but you get a kill onto the Slark, putting him even further from what he was, or from what he is. It's like the Dire are gonna invade the Radiant jungle, get some nice vision down. Kaya almost completed, about 20 gold away. Spudge set up in the trees. So is the Centaur. Oh, the Uber gonna get called back, but they actually hooked the Underlord back, so he's not able to Uber out to the rest of his teammates. Storm gonna sip away, sips into the high ground, starts TPing. There's no cancel. He manages to get away. Very nicely played there by the Storm Spirit. That was that was closer for comfort. The Underlord calls the Uber, and they're gonna get out, but then the Pudge hooks the Underlord, gets him away from the Storm Spirit. Could have been disastrous, but the Storm Spirit with some nice plays able to get away. Let's see, BKB next for the Slark. He wants to start getting involved in his team fights. This Luna going for the shard. Yeah, very nice.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Underlord showing in the top wave. Luna gonna come in, deep push that. Ether Lens next for the Pudge. Oh, they found the Underlord. Requiem. Gonna be way more than enough damage to find the Underlord. Oh, Haze Rune. Actually, pops it straight away. Interesting. I'm surprised he didn't save it for, like for a fight or anything like that. But yeah, Slark farming away. Yule Scepter for the Grimstroke. Very nice. Try to save some of his teammates, or even Yule Scepter the Shadow Fiend as he's trying to cast his Requiem of Souls. He doesn't have BKB yet, but he is going to get one soon.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Both teams kind of just chilling, farming. Right now would be a pretty good time to go for a smoke movement, especially since some of these dire heroes are kind of split up. They do have four here in the triangle, but they do have the Underlord up top here. So
Radiant are scanning.
both teams doing a good job, not splitting too much apart from each other. The really being ready for an enemy incursion. But this bounty hunter wants to scout things out. They have a sentry up in the ward spot here. They get the track off onto the Winter Wyvern. Oh, Dire Heroes are grouping up. They're going for a smoke. Nice. Now's a really good time to go for a smoke. The Radiant Heroes are really split up. And yeah, the Shadow Fiend's out of there. They're gonna find a kill into the Winter Wyvern. That was the very good reaction by the Shadow Fiend. He sees immediately the smoke gets popped, and they see there's a bunch of dire heroes there, and none of his teammates are there. Immediately blinks away, TPs to the opposite side of the map, and starts deep shoving in the waves.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Storm
attack.
Spirit stepping forward.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Storm Spirit TPing on back. But yeah, the Shadow Fiend smelled trouble, and he's out of there. Right now would be a good time for the Radiant to take a fight. Now that they forced the Storm Spirit back, there's no Storm Spirit. It's definitely a good time for the Radiant to try to take a fight. TP off cooldown for the Shadow Fiend. The other Winter Wyvern TPing on the outpost. Winter's Curse is gonna come down onto the Grimstroke. Hook comes through. Wow, they have way more than enough damage there to finish off the kill. Ooh, this Bounty Hunter, he's affected by the dust. He's actually gonna try to TP out, but the Hoop Stomp is there to actually cancel out the TP. Requiem coming down onto the Underlord, shaking him down. He's a chunky boy, but he is eventually gonna go down. Race is there to finish off the kill. A little bit unfortunate there that the Dire decided to stick around there in the Radiant jungle for a little bit too long. Like your Storm Spirit just TP on over to try to deal with the wave pushing up top, and then your Slark was already out of there, farming elsewhere on the map, on their side of the map. A little bit of an overextension there, staying on the Radiant side of the map for a little bit too long. Pudge has his Ether Lane completed. Centaur gonna be going for the Blade Mail next. This Winter Wyvern unfortunately is even though he started in the position 4, I think he's been buying wards like he's been the position 5 this game. BKB completed for the Shadow Fiend, that's pretty big. That means his Requiems are pretty much gonna go off every single time. There's pretty much no way to cancel the Requiems just yet until a Basher comes on the Stark. Satanic gonna be next for the Luna. Okay. Seiyu Kaya for the Storm Spirit, and BKB gonna be next. Pipe completed from the Underlord, very nice. Very needed against this Shadow Fiend and Luna. It's like way too much magic damage coming through. But yeah, both teams kind of just chilling. Farming away at their items. Do they have a smoke? Kind of looks like they want a smoke on the side of the Radiant. They do have a smoke onto their Pudge, and they're pinging it out. They bring the Luna in, they're gonna smoke up. They even they pop 2 smokes, a little bit unfortunate. They scan onto the Dire Triangle. They're gonna hit the scan, so they're gonna go on over there right now. This Underlord, I think he smells something fishy going on, and he's just going over to to the side to the other side of the jungle where the rest of his team is, and looks like he's gonna hold the high ground. They're gonna counter smoke. There's no smoke on any of the heroes, so yeah, it looks like they're just gonna chill. They're holding the high ground, but the Storm Spirit steps down the high ground, and then the Hoop Stomp's there. Before he can even step away, they manage to bring him down. BKB gets popped by the Shadow Fiend. He uses himself, unfortunately. He wanted to bring the Slark up into the air, but it's not quite able to. Pops the Requiem, just for good measure. I think the Hoop Stomp was off cooldown, so Requiem not really needed, but pops it just in case the Slark wanted to reinitiate or something like that. And yeah, they take a nice fight. They kill the Storm Spirit at the beginning of the fight, and then, you know, once the Storm Spirit dies, like, the rest of the raiding heroes just run them over. This Luna with the Desolator, like, deals quite a bit of damage to these structures. Like, Luna's already a hero that pushes structures really fast, but with this Desolator on top of that, these buildings just melt. They claim the tier 2. I wonder if they're gonna try to go into the Roche pit. They capture the outpost first, very nicely done. Get some EXP advantage. Oh, they see the Winter Wyvern. Storm Turret zips in. Orchid is there, and that's a dead Wyvern. Very nicely done. That's a nice little kill. I had vision of him. They get the D ward, but they actually... Ooh, this ward is just off the range, so the Dire are actually gonna get to keep that ward in there. A little bit unfortunate there for the side of the Dire not being able to D ward that. Are these raiding heroes going into the rush pit? No, never mind. They're just running over the top to farm. Yeah, neither team has really gone into the Roche pit, and I think their raiding could really benefit from the Roche right now. Like they're quite far ahead. Oh, BKB Requiem onto the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter dropping kind of low. Inkswell does get popped on top of him. Oh, hook to bail the Shadow Fiend out, but I think he's still gonna die. Even the tip coming through from the Storm Spirit. What a cheeky bugger. But yeah, the Shadow Fiend getting caught out like in the middle of nowhere, just a little bit too deep without the rest of his team, and now this Winter Wyvern gonna be in the next fall. Pudge was there with the hook to try to save his boy, but you know, not able to get it there in time. The Radiant the Dire thinking about going into the Roche pit. But I mean, now that they have the DD, they could actually try to go into the Roche. Actually have the Storm Spirit pinging that over. Hook onto the Grimstroke, but the rest of the Dire team's there to help him out. Centaur, they're gonna find a kill onto him. The Inkswell finishing off the kill onto the Pudge. Looks like the Luna is gonna pop the Lunar Eclipse, but this Shadow Dance from the Slark, you know, preventing all the damage from coming through, and that Eclipse was pretty much for nothing. Ooh, Slark trying to manfight the Luna. He has a DD running, and he's stealing quite a few stacks, and he's gonna be able to find a kill. Wow. Very nicely done there by the Slark, you know, not just manfighting the Luna, like not backing up, committing. Very nicely done. And now they move into the Roche pit, and they're gonna take the Roche. They're probably gonna give it to the Storm. I'm not sure, but they might give it to the Slark. I think the better Aegis carrier is the Storm Spirit, but we'll see who they give it to. This Winter Wyvern, if he gets a curse off here, yep, he gets a curse off onto the Slark, doing quite a bit of damage. Blink in, Requiem. He doesn't time it very well, so it actually doesn't deal the damage. And the Underlord actually claiming the Aegis. Like the Shadow Fiend had plenty of time to actually try to pick up the Aegis there. They're gonna lose the Winter Wyvern, and they're gonna lose the Shadow Fiend as well. I mean, they get the kill onto the Slark, but that play had potential for so much more. Like had potential for an Aegis steal and a complete team wipe, but this Shadow Fiend not really timing his Requiem very well, getting a little bit too early there, and you know, by the time the Requiem goes off, the Winter Curse is still going on, so he doesn't deal any damage. He does manage to get the fear off, but he doesn't get the damage off, and also, like, you know, he had so much time in there and inside of the pit to just, you know, drop his Null Talisman or even his bottle. It doesn't really matter, just whatever you can drop and pick up the Aegis. But the Underlord ends up picking up that Aegis. Ooh. The Radiant with a nice counter initiation. They get the kill onto the Underlord. That's the first life. Brimstone gonna glimmer, but they have the dust there. Now the Underlord has to try to call an Uber. He's not even gonna try. He's just gonna try to get the tower. It does end up going down. A little bit unfortunate there from the Dire. They try to push this tier 2 really badly, but you know they didn't have anyone that they don't have anyone that really hits towers very well, unfortunately. And now this Luna. It's actually no. Okay, he's just gonna go to the other side of the map to try to farm. Slark has a basher already. Needs to be a little bit careful. He's alone here. Oh, they're actually gonna pop the Stampede. They're gonna try to chase this Slark down. The BKB is running. Slark pops the Shadow Dance, changing targets. Storm with the jumping onto the Winter Wyvern. The Slark is gonna end up going down, unfortunately, and then the Pudge is there with the Blink Dismember onto the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit on a little bit of low mana, but he's gonna be able to sip it away. It looks like he's gonna be fine. A little bit unfortunate there for the Slark. Like, you know, first he was targeting the Luna, then decides to change target onto the Winter Wyvern, and then he decides to back up. Like, a little bit unfortunate that he didn't commit for, you know, one course of action. Either, you know, try to go for the kill on the Luna, or try to go for the kill on the Wyvern, or try to run away, but don't try to do all three things at once. The Dire should be able to hold this high ground pretty well. Like, you know, they have the Firestorm, they have the Stroke of Faith, and they have the Storm Spirit, you know, sipping in and out to kill the creep wave. So I think this is a pretty hard push for the Radiant to do, just, you know, with no Aegis or anything like that. Or even though the Slark is dead, they're able to hold pretty nicely. And yeah, the Radiant are gonna start to back up a little bit. They're gonna get the outpost, control a little bit more of the map, and get that EXP advantage. But the Dire, I mean, the Radiant are not backing up. Like, they're still chilling here up top. Like, this Slark is spawning in 3 seconds. This Dire team can try to look to take a fight. There is Curse ready, so they need to be careful about that. There's a big old stalemate right now. Next creep wave comes in, Firestorm's gonna come down, Pit of Malice, and yeah, the raiding heroes are not able to step up. Bounty Hunter constantly throwing out the tracks. Oh, the hook connecting onto the Bounty Hunter, but this Pudge might have jumped in a little too early. Eclipse is gonna come down. BPV gets popped by the Slark. He's right clicking. Wow, Blink. Requiem, BKB, catches a lot of heroes off guard with the fear. They're gonna get a kill onto the Underlord. Slark dropping quite low. It's gonna end up going down. Underlord has to buy it back. Pudge dropping kind of low, but the Cold Embrace is there to heal him, and then the Holy Locket as well. And now these buildings are just gonna start falling. They claim this lane of Rax. I wonder if they're gonna try to go for the second lane of Rax. Probably will, but yeah, the Shadow Fiends TPing over, get the creep wave to push up further. This Luna diving into the fountain. Oh, the hook just off the mark. This shard doing so much work, even in the fountain. Ooh, nice use after there to dodge the hook coming through. This Luna needs to start hitting buildings like I don't know why you're trying to fountain dive here. It's like, you know, just go at the buildings, man. You're pretty far ahead. There's no need to throw your lead by fountain dive. And yeah, I mean, honestly, they could just go for the megas, but they just want to go for the kills. And this Luna needs to be a little bit careful. She's dropping kind of low, and yeah, she's gonna end up going down. Definitely an overextension there from the side of the Radiant there. BKB, Requiem, times it very nicely. Gets the kill into the Bounty Hunter and the Underlord. Underlord has no buyback, but in the meanwhile, Winter Wyvern does end up going down. Storm Spirit is gonna jump onto the Pudge. This member comes through onto the Storm Spirit, but the Slark is on top of the Shadow Fiend. It's gonna find the kill onto the Shadow Fiend. Now this Pudge on the retreat. They even popped the Stampede for that nice little juke around the pounds there. Not sure that was intentional, but hey, that worked out in the end. And he's able to get away. Wow, like really big blunder there by the Luna. Like literally, they couldn't gotten megas that game. Like even finish the game if she wasn't found diving. Hopefully, it doesn't come back to bite him in the ass. But I have a I have a strange feeling it might. But we'll see. Let's see. Slark gonna be going for the Scotty. Nice item, increase the survivability and also decrease some of that HP regen and lifesteal coming through from the Luna. Big AB, Orchid. I wonder what this Storm Spirit is actually gonna go for next. Bounty Hunter already has his eggs. His shard. Very nicely done. Gonna go for the BKB next. Grimstroke, Glimmer Yules. Holy Locket, Force Staff. And then, oh, actually, the Pudge with the E-Blade. That's kind of cool. Trying to hook the Ancients. Interesting. Hard completed on the Centaur. Very nice. Shadow Fiend has the Axe. That's the Arcane Blink. Wow, that's dangerous. Well, that's a nice item there for the Pudge just picked up. The what's it called? Yeah, the Timeless Relic. Very nice item. Looks like they're gonna give it to the Shadow Fiend. Roche might spawn in 10 seconds. Let's see if he actually spawns in 5 seconds. Testing out the Arcane Blink. So it's gonna be another 2 minutes until we can see if Roche will spawn. But these raiding heroes they're starting to push onto the high ground. I wonder if they're actually gonna commit for it or if they're just just shoving in the wave. But right now there's no dire heroes in their base. Like they're all farming elsewhere. Shoving waves or farming the jungle. It looks like the Underlord is finally gonna TP back and deal with this wave. Octarine on the Luna. Interesting. Looks like they want to try to push this. Storm Spirit, farming, getting some of the neutral items out. Wow, the hook actually connecting onto the Underlord. This member coming through to provide that extra support, and then Luna with the Lucent Beam. Gonna be enough to finish off the kill. No buyback on the Underlord. That's 70 seconds without the Underlord. That's quiet. That's pretty big. They're gonna get the tier 3. Waiting for the creep wave to come through and then hit those racks. Stampede is even gonna get popped. Storm Spirit jumping onto the backlines, but he gets dismembered immediately by the Pudge. He's dropping pretty low, and he's actually gonna end up going down. Slark jumping onto the Luna. Luna dropping kind of low. Slark switching targets onto the Winter Wyvern. Gonna get the kill onto the Winter Wyvern. Pudge dropping pretty low. Gonna end up going down, and then Luna. Wow, the Requiem doing work. Oh, mass buybacks coming through from the Bounty Hunter, Slark, and Grimstroke, but the Grimstroke dropping kind of low to the Centaur. The Slark jumps right back in onto the Luna, manages to finish out the kill there. And now he's onto the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend tries to use the Yules onto the Slark, but the Slark managing to use the Dark Pack to purge that off. And now Centaur. 4.6k HP, he's a chunky boy, so he's gonna be able to get away. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. Like before the Slark bought back, he was on top of the Luna, and the Luna was dropping pretty low. And then he decided to switch targets onto the Winter Wyvern to try to secure that kill, and then went onto the Pudge. Maybe he stayed on top of the Luna. He definitely would have been able to bring her down a little bit sooner and prevented the damage. Like once you kill the Luna, the raiding have very limited damage besides from the Shadow Fiend Requiem. But yeah, and then he switched targets, goes into goes into the on the Wyvern, then goes into the Pudge, then goes back onto the Luna. But by the time he's back onto the Luna, this Shadow Fiend's able to come in with the Blink, BKB, Requiem, and he gets the fear off, and they get the kill into the Slark. Luckily for them, the buybacks proved to be quite fruitful. They managed to defend their base, and hey, finding the DD, and into the Roche pit they go. Very nice. That's cheese shards for somebody. But the Radiant are there with the scan. They know what's going on. They want to try to contest this. Track onto the Pudge, so they know where he's at. Blink, dismember. Oh, Slark not managing to get the Dark Pact off in time. But this Winter Wyvern really wants to get his Winter's Curse off. It's not gonna be able to. It's actually gonna end up going down, and so is the Pudge. Pudge, that's a dieback for the Pudge. Center War Run in quite a bit of trouble now. Gonna end up going down, and dude, this Slark DD with 29 stolen Essence Shift stacks. Like, yeah, this Slark is strong, very strong. Picks up the Aegis, has literally no more slot to pick up stuff. Some of his teammates need to help him up. It's actually gonna take the shard. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool shard.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're pinging their racks, but it should be fine. There's no creeps around. Shadow Fiend pushing down the bot wave. This Bounty Hunter, he's hunting. He's gonna find the Winter Wyvern. Gonna click him away, steal some gold, and then back up. Forces out the Cold Embrace. This Shadow Fiend, like, yup, I'm out of here. TV's back to base. Region's up. Underlord, again, I mean, he's all the way back here, but he can always Uber in to the fight. Dire, capture the outpost. Oh, Storm Spirit with a long sip to get the region rune. I'm surprised he doesn't save it up for when the fight actually erupts, but it looks like he just wants to use it to farm up. And I'm surprised that the Dire heroes didn't actually, like, try to get a fight or posture a little bit more now that they have the Aegis. Do we have any wards? We have one ward, and then we have one ward in the Grimstroke. Maybe placing some vision down. Oh, they already have some vision down in the triangle, and then over here. So yep, they're way ahead of me. Well, okay, nice hook onto the creeps. Let's see. Evelade gonna be next for the Shadow Fiend. The Centaur wants to go for the Overwhelming Blink. Blade Mill completed by the Pudge. This Luna gonna be going for the Butterfly next. AC for the Bunny Hunter. Grimstroke actually has the Aetherless completed, so that's gonna be nice. Gonna be able to cast the Glimmer Cave from much further away, and also gets the Soulbind initiation off as well. Underlord with the Shivas, very nice. And Storm Spirit looks like he chose to go for the Lincoln Sphere. Oh, Shadow Fiend pops the Requiem, but then Winter's Curse coming on top of the Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter kind of low, but looks like he's gonna be okay. Oh no, they find the Luna. Luna has to pop their BKB. Hook back to try to create some space. Storm Spirit jumping in like crazy. Now the Luna's gonna pop the Eclipse and the Satanic. Looks like he's gonna find a kill onto the Bounty Hunter, but the Winter Wyvern is gonna end up going down. Hook a little bit off the mark. Looks like they're gonna call on the Uber. Make sure you stay close to your Slark. Nice, you managed to bail your Slark out. Grimstroke, left behind, but I think you're pretty okay with that. Like, that could have been much more disastrous. A little bit unfortunate, like, they got a good jump onto the Shadow Fiend, but then they just kept on chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing, and they get a little bit out of position, and then the Dire heroes the raiding heroes are able to reinitiate onto the Bounty Hunter. And now it's actually the raiding heroes pushing up the high ground, considering even though the Slark has the Aegis, they don't care. They want to take this. Say they're gonna go for the tier 4, not even gonna go for the mega creep. So this is Luna dropping pretty low. BKB Requiem is there, so the Terrorize is gonna connect onto the Slark. The Slark, they need to be careful with the Slark. He has 27 stolen agility, and this Luna's just gonna melt. Oof, the E-Blade just not being there. I think he actually used the E-Blade onto the Slark instead of the Luna. Long sip in from the Storm Spirit. Vortex onto the Pudge, gonna find the kill onto the Pudge. Looks like the Centaur is gonna be the next to fall. He's a chunky boy, but you know he has no reinforcements around. And dude, 45 essence shift stacks onto this Slark. This Slark is massive right now. I'm not really sure why the Radiant tried going for the fight up here, especially when when the Luna was dropping down so low. And dude, this Slark 45 essence shift stacks, like dude, way too much, way too much. And now the Dire onto the high ground. Bounty Hunters spawned in. Aegis is gonna get claimed though, so at least they got that going for them. Oh, Winter Wyvern with the attempt there. Nice little pounce forward by the what? E-Blade and the Requiem, and also find the kill onto the Slark. Very nicely played there by the Shadow Fiend. They even tip him. Yeah, the very nice attempt by the Winter Wyvern, force that forward and they try to get the Winter scores off so they can kill the Storm Spirit, but Storm Spirit had the Lincoln Sphere and then the Slark had also pans forward. But yeah, also very nicely played by the Shadow Fiend with the E-Blade on the Slark, and then the Requiem gets a kill onto him and stops that push entirely. Then I claim back his outpost. TP on to the bot lane, show out that wave. Let's see. Still AC. Slark gonna be going for the Scotty and then the Super Basher. Let's see this Luna. Actually, this Luna still going for the butterfly, even though this Slark already has a butterfly of his own. What is actually sipping from Storm Spirit? He's gonna be okay. 2-second cooldown on this thing with the Octarine. That's pretty insane. And then with the Spell Prism as well on top of that, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Winter Wyvern going for the Greaves. Centaur has his overwhelming blink. Gonna be going for the Shard next. Oh yeah, nice Shard. Pudge actually going for the Heaven's Halberd. Very nice purchase against the Slark. Yeah, really nice item. Maybe I think the Centaur War Runner maybe should have gotten there earlier, but hey, the Pudge is getting it now. Better late than never.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Barracks actually getting pushed in by the Luna Illusions. Pudge gonna claim the outpost there. Slark's back alive. He's not as strong as he used to be. He doesn't have all those essence shifts. But if the Dire take a fight, they could build up those essence shifts again. But still, 22 permanent essence shift, like that's no joke. They really need to be careful. They're kind of split up here. You have 2 heroes over here by your triangle, and then the rest of your heroes by the Dire jungle. So you need to be careful that you don't get caught while you're splitting up like that. Storm Spirit gonna sip in and then TP on back. Try to push the wave. See, actually, I think Slark has his. Yep, he has got a Super Basher ready. Very nice. He's gonna be able to cancel that Requiem pretty much every single time. He doesn't have to rely on the percent chance of the bash there. Shadow Fiend going for the Aghanim Blessing. Gonna get an extra item on top of that. Shadow Fiend gonna TP on back to the creep wave. Shove that out. Both teams kind of just a stalemate, the Dire Heroes. Oh, as I say that, Dire Heroes are gonna smoke up. Very nice. I wonder if they're gonna try to smoke up to the. Nope, they're just gonna go to the jungle. But Very, very well played by the Radiant. Actually backing up, but they get caught in the retreat. Pudge gets found out. He pops the E-Blade, and the Slark's not able to right-click him down. They pop the Stampede to further increase the retreat, but Bounty Hunter gets found out. Dismember, and then the races are enough to actually find the kill there. Wow, the hook onto the Slark. Oh no, the Slark's in trouble. Requiem, the Fear. Shadow Dance was still running, but not long enough. He wanted to pounce away, but very nice body block there from I think it was the Luna that actually body blocked it, and preventing the Slark from actually getting away. And now they're gonna start pushing onto the high ground. Slark does have a buyback, and so does the Bounty Hunter. They're probably gonna use it. Yes, they will. Let's see if the Radiant are gonna choose to still try to push this. Roshan is back up, so Winter Wyvern getting gone on. Lunar Eclipse is gonna get popped. Looks like the Winter Wyvern is gonna be the first to fall. BKB gets popped by the Slark. He's jumping on top of the Luna. Luna gonna pop the Satanic, but it's actually not life stealing. All of the targets around her have BKB going. Shadow Fiend gonna get swallowed up by the Pudge, but Pudge is gonna end up going down. Nice blink. This Shadow Fiend in quite a bit of trouble. Gonna end up going down, and the Centaur is the only survivor of this engagement. Very nicely played there by the Dire. This Storm Spirit creating just too much havoc around these fights, and then also this Luna try to BKB Satanic and turn around and fight, and expecting that she would regen up, but all the targets around her had BKBs going, so you're not gonna lifesteal off of those. Pudge is gonna buy back. You're probably gonna need a buyback from one more, like either the Luna or the Shadow Fiend, and looks like the Luna's gonna buy back. Shadow Fiend gonna buy back as well. Now it's time to back up. Now you oh, wow, that hook just off the mark. Very nicely done by the Dire. You came in, you forced buybacks. Now you get out. Very nicely done. You won that engagement. Roshan's back up. Actually, Slark scouts that out, but doesn't decide to go into the pit. A little bit scared of the Radiant reinitiation. Actually, the Shadow Fiend with infused raindrops. I heard a hook somewhere along the map, but looks like that's just a farming hook there. Aghanim Scepter completed for the Storm Spirit, so now we're gonna have black holes from this boy. I think, who was it? Luna pinging in the Roche pit. This next Roche fight is gonna be massive. Whoever gets this Roche is probably gonna be the one that wins the game. Dire, they connect on with the scan, so they know that the Radiant are around the pit. Bounty Hunter gonna start making his way over, try to scout the situation. They have the vision. They know they have a ward right there. They have a sentry on the side of the Radiant. No, they don't. So this Bounty Hunter is actually pretty free to just walk up. I'll walk up there. Oh, there goes the sentry. Pudge walking up the high ground. Inkswell coming through onto the Slark, but the Slark is gonna back up. Stampede's gonna get popped. Force a retreat. I wonder if they're gonna try to reset or if they're just gonna chill back and just farm. Very tense moment right now around the Roche pit. It all starting to boil down to just this one fight. Looks like Luna is gonna walk up to the Roche pit, gonna start doing the Roche. Oh yeah, then the Dire need to go back. Underlord is there to deal with the Rex being under attack. So right now the Dire are on a 4v5, and the Storm Spirit's sipping away to push the creep wave. So I think they're just gonna give up this Roche. Looks like they will. They don't have any intention of actually reinitiating. I mean, now they do. Now they look like they do, but it's a little bit too late. Too much of time passed by. They're gonna give the Aghanim's Blessing to the Luna. They're grouping up like they want to smoke, but there's no smokes, and they're just hugging the high ground here. Maybe a little bit dangerous here. You don't have your Underlord, and then there's Aegis. There's an Aegis there on the other side of the team. I heard a smoke getting popped, but it might have been just Ninja Gear. Yeah, it was just a Ninja Gear from the Bounty Hunter. Interesting. They're just gonna go around, farm up a little bit, push out the lanes. Looks like they're gonna go in through the bot lane, start their push from there. Posh has the Sage, not quite there for the Heaven's Halberd. Probably not gonna be there for the next fight. Nor is the Greaves. That's actually quite a nice item, having Greaves around. Centaur queuing up the AC. Oh, smoke movement coming from Thundire. I want to push out. Ooh, if they find the Luna and they manage to actually get the Aegis, but the Luna already has eyes on it. Pedomala's gonna come down, BKB's gonna get popped by the Luna. On the backside, Pudge is getting gone on. The Slark jumping onto the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend in quite a bit of trouble, does pop the E-Blade on himself. Lunar Eclipse comes down, but it's not hitting on much. First life getting claimed by the Luna. This Slark jumping on top of the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend is gonna go down. No buyback on the Shadow Fiend. Now that Luna probably gonna go down the second time. Way too much. Way too much for the Radiant to be able to handle. 34 Essence Shift stacks on this Slark, and then also good job on the Storm Spirit. Creating like so much confusion around the fight. And jumping onto the Pudge and the Winter Wyvern there. Pretty much like the only heroes that can really like lock down this Slark and like really kill him are like this Winter and this Pudge with the Dismember and the Winter's Curse, but they weren't able to get a good initiation off, and they take the fight. I think this might be GG. Storm gonna jump onto the Winter Wyvern. I mean, at least the one thing that the Dire have going for them is that the Radiant. The one thing that the Radiant have going for them is that the Dire don't have really good of a push, but this Slark with 34 agility stacks, doing quite a bit of damage. Fortification gonna come through. Slark clicking the tier 4s. Yeah, this Slark probably just gonna ignore the Centaur and just gonna keep right-clicking the throne. And yeah, that's gonna be GG. Wow, what an interesting game. Yeah, some unfortunate movements that are coming from the side of the Radiant there. Just they had a good advantage going outside of the laning phase. Maybe the Luna lane wasn't doing too well, but I think the other two lanes were doing well enough. But then the Storm Spirit was everywhere. He was able to create so much chaos around these later portions of the fights. Going up into the late game, he had some pretty good impact. Also, this Luna, like too many lunar eclipses were like just doing like absolutely nothing. He sees the Slark there and like he's like, oh okay, I'm gonna pop the lunar eclipse, but then the Slark just uses the Shadow Dance and just avoids all the damage from the Luna. And then Eclipse is a pretty big reason of why you pick Luna in the first place. But yeah, very nicely played by the Dire there. Definitely having some good moves around the map, and they end up taking the game. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, support the channel, subscribe, share with your friends, your girlfriend, your onboard child, whoever it is. However, if you're not bothered to do that, the mere fact you watch this video is good enough for me. Thank you guys. Peace out.